I keep it 100, like boarding in the streets, but especially when recording. Mint tea and a spliff in the morning, then I beat up the beat like doors to a Mormon. Mama said the devil find works for bored men and leave trouble only white men can afford them. I try to put my focus on the Lord then, but like Hocus, I was back up in the Trojan. Wanna invest in the future, you should let me sign a big...
Whoa! What's up, you guys? This is an exclusive episode of Young Cliff's Chair Games, and you know, this time the roles are a little bit reversed. You know, you're on the hot seat this time. Don't be trying to peek at the question. You're trying to peek. I'm Shamia Beyond. Super happy to be here today to be interviewing Don today, or Doobie, Young Cliff, whatever you know him as, right? So I mean, let's get started. Like, let's go. Like I said, you have so many different names. Like, what is like? It is like close people call you certain names. Like, what's your name?
Yo, to be honestly, like family, they call me Doovie. You know, that's like if you know me close, you know me as Doovie. You know what I'm saying? Don1 was more my artist name. You know. And yeah, what else other than name, you know, Doovie, Don.
Doovie, Don1.
Don1,
Doovie
same thing.
Don.
Yeah, just be putting it together.
Where did
you know what I'm saying?
Come from? It's just like a
So something from your little kid and your mom, your uncles, your siblings call you, you know, Doovie. It's shortened from Duval. My name is Duval, right?
Okay, there
so that's where the Doovie comes from. Yeah.
Okay, and this podcast, how did you even start it? Like, how did I end up here today? How did chair games become a thing?
Honestly, throughout the pandemic, for me, like, really was a plus. You know what I'm saying? We were just home. I was just getting my thoughts together. It was kind of like rehab for me because, you know, I was trying to get out of the streets and, you know, be straight and change my life around. And like during that time, I was listening to a lot of interviews and I actually developed a love for it, you know. And I started treating it like rap where, you know, you listen to the different styles of interviews and the questions and things like that. So it just came up to me one day like, yo, I'd like to do that, you know, interview people and stuff. And, you know, podcast is the new thing. So I'm like, yo, let's just run with it and see where it goes, you know.
And what type of interviews were you watching? Like, what were like when you were watching the interviews, what was something where you're like, oh, I would want to ask questions like that, or I would want to ask this person these types of questions? Like, what does your audience look like? You know what I'm saying?
Like honestly, for me, what I love about interviews is you're able to see someone on like a real life, like he's human, the human side of somebody, you know what I'm trying to say? Especially like with celebrities or people you don't know, sometimes you have like an imaginary thought of them, you know what I'm saying? But in an interview you get to see like, yo, that person's real life, the person's just like me and you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I like about interviews. So sometimes in my interviews I try to personalize it and get, you know, deep and fun with it, you know what I'm saying?
Do you do like research on like the people who you're interviewing? Like
Definitely. I'll be doing some creeping, you know, like usually the day before or whatever, like I do my creeping and go through your social media, go through your things, try to see what I could find.
What would you say is like a message that you want to, is there like a message that you want to send through your podcast?
Eventually, I would like my platform to be used to enlighten the youth and, throw out positive message through people's life experience and things like that. I definitely wanted to get there. For now, I'm not focusing on that. I'm just trying to have fun and build a platform for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have plans for the future with this podcast?
Definitely.
Is there like other things that, you know, that you feel like this podcast is going to lead you to in terms of like, not just the podcast itself, like you said eventually you want to like, be able to touch the youth through people's experiences, but like, do you have like a bigger vision for that?
Well, also networking, right? Meeting people. Every time you meet someone, to me, you're going in another world. Everybody is just like worlds in this world, you know what I'm trying to say? So every time you meet somebody, you get to go into their world. You're never too old to learn something from anybody, you know what I'm saying? I love learning, you know what I'm saying? So it's enlightenment, and also for those who want, maybe they could learn from me, but I don't push my knowledge on people. I like to soak up what I can from people. If someone's willing to listen, I'll download it all on you.
When's your birthday?
October.
So are you
Libra, yeah.
Okay. Are you like in touch with like the zodiac signs?
To be honest, my best friend, shout out Chantel, she really got me on those stuff, because she was like, every time we're talking about somebody, right away she's like, what's their sign?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Oh, that's this. So like, at first I was really like, oh, this is nonsense, but through the years, you do kind of see some type of similarities with people that are born in the same time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
So like it's like a generalization.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not concrete.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
People can change, right?
Exactly. And a lot of people tell me, like, I'm not like the other Libra guys they know. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, you can't define somebody by a zodiac sign. Well, usually they're saying,
Give us an example.
they're saying, I guess, they're saying Libra guys are a little bit more mean, more grumpy, more like, you know, especially the Libra females. They're like bitchy and controlling, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of the opposite. So they're like, oh, you're different, but you know?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I hear, at least. yeah.
And how old are you? Is that invasive? How old are you?
Pardon me? Big three.
Like, yeah.
Big 3-0, you know what I'm saying? Leave that there.
Would you say like you feel like you're in like your prime years? Because I heard like once you hit 30, it's like your prime. Like it's like you're in your prime. You feel like that's
Honestly,
true?
I can see that. I can see it getting there now more than ever. I can see it getting there. I don't think I'm there yet in my prime. But now I could understand why people said that in your 30s, your 40s, you hit your prime. Like I'm starting to understand it a little bit more now.
Like you see more like clearly. You're starting to see.
Yeah, in terms of your mind and your understanding and what you could capitalize on and things like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Perceptions. Yeah. Which is crazy. Like I tell my little bro all the time, it's crazy because when you're in your early 20s, you think you know everything and nobody could tell you nothing. But you really, like, that's one thing. The older I get, the more I realize I don't know a damn thing.
Yeah,
but, you know
we
what I'm saying?
never stop learning. Like, we're always learning. So
Facts.
I guess it's now, like, as we get older, we're more, like, receptive. Like, wisdom.
Yeah.
Anybody, even kids can teach
Yeah.
us.
Facts.
Cool.
Facts.
So, like, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, just a brief summary, like
that's so broad. You need to help me out a little bit.
Okay, for example, like if someone was to say you were meeting someone who's super important, like, and you had only like maybe 15 to 30 seconds to like captivate their attention. I guess to like sell yourself. What would you say?
But that would depend on who it is and what I'm looking for.
Okay, let's put it like this. Who's someone you? Top 3 people you would love to meet. Role models, icons, idols. Oh,
see, that's the sad part, bro. Honestly, I never really grew up having role models, but to help you out, I don't know. Let's say,
Drake.
like... No, like, shout outs to Drake. Like, he's the greatest artist right now, but, like, that wouldn't excite me, you know? Let me think. I would like to meet someone like, for example, R.I.P. Tupac. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like... celebrity status. I'm trying to think of somebody alive or like that. What's his name? The George Dickinson, something like that. The older man that speaks knowledge. No.
I don't know.
I forgot. Maybe I'm saying his name wrong, but.
Does he do interview? Like, who does he do? What does he do?
No, he was more like a. I don't know what he is, but he's always spitting game online. But somebody.
50 Cent.
That would be dope.
Right?
I like to meet 50 Cent. Yeah. Okay.
Say for example.
Yeah.
You were going into an elevator.
Yeah.
And you looked over.
And 50 Cent's right there.
50 Cent.
Yeah. Honestly, it'll be more on just leveling with him. Like, yo, what's up, bro? You know? Grew up watching you. Like, I love your business mentality. You know what I'm saying? I love your hustle. know what I'm saying? I love like you're a boss. You know what I'm saying?
Those are all things about him. What about you? What would you say about you?
What I say about me? What is
like what if
you see? Because the thing is, you don't want to be like kissing ass, right? So I don't want to be like 50.
And then he
you know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, that's cool, man. Like,
Okay.
What do you do?
Okay, this is what I do. 50. Yo,
who are you? What do you
I
do?
just started this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be able to interview you. You know what I'm saying? Me, I do a podcast and I try to show the human side to people, and get the interview more personalized and fun. Ask fun questions. You know what I'm saying? No filter. You know what I'm saying? So, if he's down, for sure, that would be my presentation to him. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to rap, I'll be like, yo, honestly, bro, like I'm on that heartfelt, real life. Rap, like real raw rap, like, you know what I'm saying?
What differentiates you and your rap and your podcast than everybody else?
I feel what differentiates me is I feel like I'm real in my things. Like I don't portray something that I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to show that I'm balling, that I'm gangster, that I'm this. I try my best to keep it real, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah. So that's what I say is different still. Okay. Yeah.
Did you grow up in Montreal?
Yo, that's so crazy because I was born in Toronto, did some years, came back, did some years of elementary in Montreal, moved back to Toronto, did like high school and a little bit more years out there, came back out here, so literally my whole life, back and forth, 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So, like...
You're in Toronto?
All over Brampton, Mississauga, even downtown Toronto, Regent Park. That's where my dad's side of the family's from. I lived there for a little bit too. Like, all over, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
With, like, your mom or your dad, or, like, because you said did they stay in the same household?
No, always with my mom.
Always with your mom?
Always with my mom, yeah. My mom was a single parent. I knew my dad at an early age, but I would only see him once a year in the summer for years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like I know my dad. I talk to him on the phone sometimes, but I never really had that father-son relationship until I got older. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And did you prefer Montreal or Toronto? Like when you were in Toronto, were you like, damn, I want to go back to Montreal, or like vice versa?
No, I always liked anywhere I went because I was always the new guy. Like being the new guy was always cool, bro. Like everybody.
Just free to hold you.
Yeah. Everybody just. All the girls love you because you're the new guy. All the niggas, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't have a problem with you, but they was meeting you. So it was always fun. Always the new guy everywhere I went still.
Okay, that's cool.
And my mom moved like crazy, man. Like from, as I said, Toronto, Montreal, then back to Toronto, then Mississauga, then Brampton, then Toronto City. Like literally all, like she just moved. Then back to Montreal. I've been moving my whole life,
Where would you say is like the place where you're like, yo, I could stay here, or like, oh, I missed there, like that when I was there, like?
Honestly, I feel for every stage of my life, I loved where I was at.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Do you feel like the moving around like impacted your life at all?
100%. 100%.
In what way?
Low key, a little way, in some type of way of stability, in a sense of just feeling. Sometimes I'm a little, like deep down, like my home identifies with different places. I can't just identify with, okay, Montreal is my home or Toronto is my home. Like my home is different places, like a little bit in Toronto, a little bit in Montreal, you know what I'm saying? So in terms of that kind of always had me like, in a sense, where do I belong? You know what I'm saying? But in another sense, like, I am who I am.
Was it hard to like keep friends or keep contact with certain people? Like,
never hard to make friends. I'm a very social, nice person.
Keep friends? Maintain friends?
Maintain friends. The real is always gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? So I've had friends that I know for like 15 plus years. But there's a lot of people that I thought would be there is not there anymore either. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, I feel like who you click with, you click with, just like a girl, you click with her, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who's gonna stay, gonna stay.
It's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
So
And sometimes it takes both parts. Sometimes it's on you, sometimes on them, but who's
So
gonna stay,
you
gonna
say
stay.
like you have like childhood friends that like you met like they stayed the duration the whole time, the moving around and everything like that. You still have like
For sure. For sure.
like childhood friends.
For sure. I have some childhood friends. For sure.
What was your relationship with your mom like? You guys were mad cool, or was she always working? Because single moms always gotta hustle and get it.
Yeah, yo, my mom
You
was.
have siblings.
My mom was a real strict lady. Still, you know. I was raised in like a Christian home. Wow. And so yeah, my mom was pretty strict. But what were you asking me again?
You have siblings?
Siblings, yeah, for sure. 2 brothers, 1 sister.
Okay, and you guys all grew up together.
Yeah. No. I'm a single. My mom was a single parent, so it was just me and my mom.
Okay.
My dad had my older brother, him too. He's with his mom, and then my younger brother and sister, they're with my dad.
I grew up as an only child too sometimes.
Yeah.
I grew up with my cousin a little bit. But like, my mom used to always say like, I have single child syndrome.
You have single child
syndrome.
And what does she mean by that though?
Like it's like my world. My world. Do you feel like you're like, do you feel like you're like that? Like you're like.
Definitely.
Like, yeah?
Yeah.
I get what I want. It's my world.
Yeah.
My mom.
Yeah.
My life. My world. My house.
Definitely.
Like.
Definitely.
So you feel like you kind of like had to play a certain role too, especially because you said your pops wasn't around, so you kind of felt like you were like the man of the house and you had to like do certain things.
I definitely didn't feel like no man in the house because my mom really played that hard, strict role. Like she was boxing me in my face. Love you, mom, but she was boxing me in my face till I was like 18, bro. I remember the last time I had to like hold her down, like, nah, you're not hitting me no more. You know what I'm saying? But like, she didn't spare the rat, like, you know what I'm saying? So. I didn't feel like no man in there still. Like, she made me know who the man is, you know?
Yeah.
But,
do you feel like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
But no, it was definitely needed with the type of person I am, you know? I was very hyper, very energetic, active, like, always suspended, always kicked out of schools.
What for?
Just behaving bad in school, like, not going to classes, little fights here and there, just doing bad things, like being silly, like lighting kids' school bags on fire, like little dumb, stupid, hyper kids thing, you know what I'm saying? Like always getting myself in trouble. Every new school I went to, friends with the bad kids, the delinquents, you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like there was like a reason for that?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were like kind of like looking for, like, I don't know if I want to say like attention or like looking for like like you were able to identify more with those kids because of like you could relate?
Yeah, I guess we just all didn't want to be there. That's what we have in common. Like, why are we here? Why are we in school? Nobody wants to sit down in front of a class. Like nah, honestly, like school, like I love socializing in school. I love going to school for my friends, but I had a very hard time sitting down in front of a teacher like that. And it makes me believe school, maybe the way they structure school, maybe they should do school different for different people, right? But it's like they expect you to sit there for all day and just listen while they write on the board. Like not everybody has that attention span or that capability, you know what I'm saying?
Way of learning.
Exactly.
Their way.
Exactly, their way of learning. The society makes you feel like if you can't do it that way, then you know, you don't deserve to have a good living and you're a delinquent and so. But like, I just feel like everybody has their own way of learning. You know what I'm saying?
So if you could have been taught school in your own way, what would that have looked like? If like, could school have been more exciting for you?
I'm a hands-on person. So actually, forget the sitting down and lecture and talking to me. You could do that till I'm blue. It's not gonna click. I have to do it with my hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So actually doing things, you know, like for math, maybe pretend we're in a store and do interaction and say how much you give back. This is why you give this one back. Yeah, like role playing the classes, I feel like.
Listen, if there's any teachers on here, take notes because it's actually true, you know, like kids don't learn the same way. So I think it's important to like listen when people talk in terms of like learning styles and everything like that. I feel like, I can't say because I've been out of school for a long time, but I feel like you know, I feel like things maybe are changing. I feel like they're realizing that not everyone learns the same way, but these are definitely important things for the schools to consider.
For sure.
Through
the pain, through the struggle, if you try to reach, then you gon' pull a muscle. I did it all for the hustle, tryna Paul Bill Russell. Through the pain, through the heat, I can't take it, too much pain in these streets. I did it all for my pips, I did it all in these streets.
Had a lot of pain in me, now I got these chains on me. Think my legs gave out the way I keep this cane on me.